Let's see what we got. Hey, we clocked in. Hey, what's going on, party people? Let's fix the hair. Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a great pleasure having you guys here. I go by the name of Lespri. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help you to become Christ like, Buddha like, and Krishna like. And what that simply means is that, is in fact, what we're going to be talking about today is that all of these people, the one thing they have in common is that they were able to make God part of who they are. They were able to make God part of their own. And that's what it is to have a God mind mentality, or even better yet, to operate from the Holy Spirit. That's what it means, is to have that mentality, is to attain that level of awareness about who you are. But for you to do that, I help you to become mentally and emotionally balanced. And the reason why you need to become mentally and emotionally balanced, because either your mental or your emotions has a lot to do with how you see things. Your emotions can block your inner vision, or it can help it. It can expand on it. Right. I'll give you a perfect example. We all know what happens when someone is too emotionally, or let's just say emotionally unbalanced. And happiness could be that too. That's why they tell you, hey man, you don't want to make decision when you're too happy too. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody drinks on me, and then when you get the bill, like, that's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things happen, or you were height, whatever, whatever, they're the actual circumstances. But the bottom line is this, is that your emotions get you, and at times you do things that you don't fully have the full capacity to see at that moment. But most importantly, too, like we all talk about that, but we never really take a moment to examine why and how this is happening to us. Again, this is where the consciousness comes in, and this is where I hold the mirror of wisdom to help you to identify, the so-called the small things that you do on a regular basis. Those are the things that are revealing how you operate. You know how they say well, they say the devil, but God too. God is in the details, or whatever. It's in the details, meaning it's showing itself. The signs are there. So by me saying this, I'm saying the fact that, our emotions can either block our full capacity to see things, it's revealing how we are, but how we operate, but it's also revealing that your emotions are more than just emotions. Because now they have an impact on how you see things. And if that has an impact on how you see things, so therefore you don't only see with these eyes. So in general, when people are talking about life lessons or the things you learn in life, those are the things that you've came to see, or you have to see them, or if you understand them, then it was because, it's through experience. And this is why the Indian, well, not just because of this reason, but the Indian called this world Maya, which is an illusion. Nothing is what it seems, or there's more to what it looks like. That's what I help you to become conscious of. And as you're becoming conscious of some of these things, then you attain that highest level of clarity. And that's what, being Christ-like is all about. Krishna-like, that's what they've done. Then now they're letting you know, God resides in you. And even that, you have to make it personal. That, you have to make it your own. Even Jesus, when Jesus used to talk, right? And then he would go somewhere, he would say, read a certain passage and it said, today, this has been accomplished. And I understand that now because you're the one, if you're going to make it your own, you have to make it your own. Until it is yours, you got nothing. So pretty much this is going to be, I guess, a part two of the conversation I had yesterday, but I'm approaching it from a different angle. So it's a continuation to it on a different level. Not, I mean, from a different perspective, but essentially we're talking about the same thing. To make something yours. So in my last recording, I was talking about the acknowledging of the divine, which is, part of the consciousness that we were talking about here, being attentive to even yourself. Well, most likely you, because you are revealing so much about you. But this is where you need to be conscious to become conscious, meaning, the way you operate. When we learn we have a subconscious mind, when people are telling you, hey man, you have the power to manifest, all of these things, they talking about you. I mean, I know you probably getting it in fragmentation, but when you put all of it together, it comes down to you. This is why when to have God in your life, it has to be practical to you. How is do you see what I'm saying? How is it, how meaningful is it in your life? What is it doing for you? You understand what I'm saying? And just like in that last conversation, I was addressing the fact that um, to talk about this God, that God, your God is black, this is white, whatever the fuck. I mean, not to say that it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter in terms of if you truly understand the whole aspect of God, then you'll see every type of civilization, every part of the world, they all have their own gods. And for the most part, their gods kind of look like them. So in that sense, I understand what that is, but that's where the mind control comes in. So a deeper way of looking at this, when you bypass the color, is what is it doing to you? Then the color matters. But if you don't understand what God means into your life, and then you're talking about was Jesus white or black, and even if Jesus was black or white, but yet how are you making it your own? And making it your own simply means it has to be part of your daily life. Otherwise, if it's not part of your daily life, it's not, it's, listen, you guys have to understand this. When you see the actors, if they playing a role, they breathe, live, talk, think about, there's a reason why they're doing all of this. Because you cannot perform this if you're not acting like it. It doesn't exist. That's how you operate. This is why you need to know who you are. What we have abstraction. You technically have people who are, to speak of God, it becomes a good thing to talk about. If you're a good person, well, you talk about God. It becomes a social thing instead of an actual direct experience way of living. It becomes another one of those, um, look at my status. It's like, oh my God, you don't go to church? You know what I'm saying? Or if you talk about this, do you see what I'm saying? Like it's not the actual thing. Like no one is talking about it. So this is why too, man, church, it becomes those things will become, well, they are social events. There's no actual transformation there. This is why you'll see, it's just an event to go to. How would that change anything? But what really will change you is your personal experience. How direct or how impactful or how, connected you are to that energy. If you're not doing any of that, well, I mean, you just have references. Hmm. You have references and what sounds good. But anyway, so going back to, you being mentally and emotionally balanced because it means a lot on how you see things. And a lot of times, the misconception that people have about emotions is that because of the same example that I was talking about in terms of maybe, you don't see the full picture. So now other people are like, you know what? You see that? If so and so was not too emotional, that wouldn't happen. So for me now, I'm gonna guard my heart. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Well, here's the funny thing. As you're doing this, it's the same exact thing. Like in Haiti, we have this thing we say, "Wa courir pour la pluie, ou tomber dans la mer." Meaning you trying to, somehow prevent the rain just to get into like the fucking ocean because it's the same exact thing. Because now when you remove your emotions, and just so you know, being when you remove that's what that's the basic, that's the recipe, that's the actual recipe for toxicity, for not being able to truly express who you are, or not being able to get hurt, or not be, or even being afraid to get hurt, whatever the circumstance is. This is why now when you have a whole generation when people are saying, well, can money pay my bills? I mean, well, of course, yes, but can love pay my bills? My bad. Can love pay my bills? Like, shit, nigga. Like, you drink, do you take showers? Can taking a shower pay your bills? Do you see what I'm saying? Because we're not confident enough in certain things, or we're trying to downplay love as if money is more important than love. Crazy, if you're asking me. You know what I'm saying? One has nothing to do with the other. Do you brush your teeth? Do brushing your teeth pay your bills? Do you see what I'm saying? So if it doesn't pay your bills, you won't do it? Man, like you so business minded. Come on, get the fuck out of here, man. Like we're making money, everything. You praising idols. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm truly saying here for any normal person, bro, why do you think, people go out? There are things besides money that you need for your well-being. One has nothing to do with the other, man. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to do with the other. But anyway, I'm saying all of that to say, and because of that, that remove of your emotions create a beast. And that's what you'll see a lot of the people who tend to remove their emotions, they become very robotic, very rigid. And as a result, they can't really relate to other people. So meaning, just like the person who didn't see the full picture, they, on the other hand, become that same person who's not seeing the full picture. This is why you have to become mentally and emotionally balanced. But when the two are balanced, then now you're able to see beyond the veil. When that prostitute was brought up to Jesus, his response, he added a little bit of emotion so you can relate. Because if you're going to be logical, that's what it says, that's what it says. But you're not perfect yourself, my friend. See, that emotion right then and there, it gives you, it expand your consciousness. So now you're able to relate and have a better picture too. Because that's what happens for the most part to a lot of people who are truly or only try to be logical. And that's what the whole movie Judge Dredd was technically about too, to turn around to see, then now that same system, that same logic is gonna cook you too. That's how it goes. When you can't relate, you know what I'm saying, to other people. And that's why I always tell people too. That's why it's a big mistake. A lot of people, especially, somehow in our toxic masculinity community that we are in, as if logic is the best, is better than fucking emotions. That's not true. That is not true at all. You need both. Neither is it's better than the other. Adding some emotion to your logic, that's how you become emotionally intelligent. But most importantly, it expands your consciousness too. You able to bypass, like certain things. Sometimes being too logical, you become petty. You're not looking at the big picture. See, for you to become the perfect man, you have to embrace your emotions and your intelligence or your mental. Now, being mentally balanced and emotionally balanced. Now, to be emotionally balanced, what that means simply, it has nothing to do because most people think, it's not raising your voice. It's kind of like they're using this, and that's what you see in fucking debate, right? Because it's behavior based. It's not truly who the person is or what the information is. So then your behavior becomes a thing. Your look, how you look, you know what I'm saying? That's what niggas be doing, just to, you know what I'm saying? So now people are using that same thing to say, oh, is he emotionally balanced? Like, is he losing your mind? Like, none of that has to do with being fucking emotionally balanced. Like, I can be emotionally balanced and curse a motherfucker out like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Put a nigga right back where you belong in your place, motherfucker. And I'm well balanced, meaning I'm not just reacting to what you're doing to me. I'm putting you in your place. Knowing that what I know, I'm saying, and then I'm putting you in your place. And okay, so even the whole Jesus destroying shit in the temple shit. Jesus wasn't going through no fucking temper tantrum. You know what I'm saying? Like using your anger. There's nothing wrong with that. But now is your anger you using hurting you? This is different. You see what I'm saying? And again, this is why you have to eat from the tree of life, meaning now, you have to understand and develop your mind not to look at one thing from just one perspective. This is your reality. In the life that we're living in, guess what? You have animals that are friendly. You have animals that will fucking kill your ass too. You have plant that are organic, that you love, all this organic shit that you niggas are talking about. Then you also have some organic plant that will fucking kill your ass organically. It's called poison, nigga. So I'm saying that to say, like, good people do bad things, and bad people do good things. So when you start developing your mind like that, this is, in fact, oh man, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hmm. But anyway, a little bit excited today, a little bit passionate. Let's slow it down a little bit, But what's going on, people? So what we do here, man, we break bread with the community. You know what I'm saying? This is, not the last supper, but everyone is gonna be the last one. You heard? We're breaking bread. Yeah, man. If this somehow can, add up a little value to your life, that's what we're doing this for, man. That's it, man. We're just doing God's work. You feel me? hmm Because especially in the era that we're living in, you guys don't have a fucking information issue. You have an issue of processing the information correctly. This is the age, the information age. You would think, what's that? With a bunch of information, motherfuckers would be smarter, right? But that's not the case. It was never the case. You understand what I'm saying? It was never the case. Even when you're reading a book, that's why I tell people, man, you can't see, you can't go beyond what you can't see. That goes for everybody, including myself. If you think learning how to read and write is gonna help you, I mean, reading books, that's not enough. That's not enough. And this is why you have to understand who you are too. I mean, if that was the case, you wouldn't have teachers, right? When you go from the 10th grade to 11th grade or even the college, you always have a teacher. Do you know why? Because it's not I mean, you already know how to fucking read. You understand what I'm saying? You have it. It's the understanding of what you're reading. This is why you have to make it your own. Whatever the fuck that you're doing, that's part of your process. That's who you are. There's no way you're gonna have or you're gonna even act like God if you don't embrace God. It's somehow you don't become that. Who do you know who's the best player who didn't think that they are the best player or could be the best player? I'm listening. That's why a nigga like Kobe, you could talk all your shit. He was able to back it up too. You gotta know somehow you can do it for you to do it. That goes for anything. You may not know how you're gonna do it, but that resilient, that openness to do it, that you gotta have that. And when you understand that, that's when you also understand that you are the way. That goes for any religion, whatever the fuck. You're the only one who can stop you. You're the only one who can build you. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, a lot of us, we just don't have enough confidence for us to do it our way. That's when you go and listen to somebody else or you go follow somebody else. But no matter how you follow or who you do, whatever the fuck, at the end of the day, you gonna have to do it. If you're following somebody, well, what they do, you're gonna have to do too. Don't no? Isn't that the way it works? So there's no fucking way out. You're gonna have to put the work in, regardless on how you put it, regardless on how you choose it. Choose to go about it. hmm Until it becomes yours, it becomes part of you. This is why a man of God is not. It's not a part-time job. It's not showing up on Sundays, and then what about the rest of the week? Or if you're a good person, like, do you see what I'm saying? And and this is why it's important for people to take accountability. Because accountability is the name of the game. Accountability truly means you are in control. You understand you have something to do with this. with anything or any everything that you are doing, you have something to do with it. What can you do? It's not blaming yourself. It's not none of that shit. Something happens, you have something to do with it. For me, I learn my lesson and I move on. That's what taking it. It's understanding. Then when you understand that, then that's when how now you become very conscious of your habit now. The whole aspect of doing your shadow work and then now redoing everything over, it's like, okay, this is how it was set up. Now you become the housemaid, you become, the king in your kingdom. Then you changing everything around. Then you truly understand how you operate. This is why the thing that I do here goes beyond. This is why spirituality to me, it's not it's not a belief system. You know how people have different type of conversations, and this is not just a hot topic to me. It's not. Well, I don't even know if it is. I mean, I would have to probably say like for the past couple years, at one point it was the thing to talk about. But then again, why are we even talking about it? You see what I'm saying? And due to a lack of understanding about who we are, a lot of people don't even see how spirituality is who they are. Most people feel that they are connected, but disconnected, and tend to point the finger at a group of people because that's what they do. That's where they go. But the reality is, it involves all of us, bro. That's the truth, a lot of us would need to wake up to. And that's what people like the Buddhas, the Jesus, that's what they did, or any of our ancestors. As they went up the mountain, the fucking challenges and the transformation themselves, then they turn around and telling you, or giving you their testimonies. But now going back to being mentally and emotionally balanced, because it helps with your inner vision. Because in this life, you truly see with your inner vision. You know what I'm saying? Like as a child, maybe, it was all trees and, but as you get older, life has a different meaning, don't it? And a lot of those meanings has to do with you too. And this truth is regardless of what your cultural background is or wherever the fuck you came from. Or regardless of which God you even choose to believe in. And I'll take it even a step further now. Regardless of which God you choose, to believe in, you're gonna act just like that God. That's just the way it goes. Mm, mm. But you're also acting just like that God because this is how we operate. The way you operate, this is why you have to know who you are. As it is within, so it is without. This is why a lot of the occult books or spirituality, they would start you off by helping you to understand that you have a subconscious mind. And the reason for that is so that you can identify there's a deeper side of you. And by you identifying that, Now you can go and have direct access to that person that is inside of you, so that way you could change, well, not change your reality. And I say change loosely, but the key thing I want you to understand here is that this is why I always tell people too, you don't have a manifestation issue. You already, like, if you live in a fucked up life, you're already fucked up. I.e., as a result, you projected that. So now, as you're making that comeback, or you changing shit, this is why you can't add new wine in an old bottle. So it's the transformation that you have to go through now. And this is what they're not telling you. They always tell you about manifestation, but nigga, how do you project? Because you're naturally projecting already. And well, I mean, to change your environment, you have to change. You have to change. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a reason why even people say, watch who you hang out with, because that also will have an impact on you. This is what I'm saying. So for you, that's why if God is not part of your life, there's no way you will be able to testify it. This is why for me, I could honestly say I could show you God better than I can say it to you, because it's about that life. I mean, it's about I mean, you are action anyway. Who you are is what you do on a daily basis. Who are you? What are you about? You see what I'm saying? And I got to shout out Dr. Lila Africa, man. And shout out to all of my ancestors. Like, he was the first guy to really get me to become conscious about, like he was saying, yo, it takes practice for you to be stupid. Truly, what I realized he was truly talking about here is that it's accountability, but also showing you also that you are the way. Who's gonna make you smart if you're not smart? So for me, it wasn't until, now I understand a lot of things that people used to say. Oh man, I have to become that guy now. And now it's like I could see the path now. I get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the smartest thing I ever did, man, and I think I probably have talked about that in the past. I remember as I was growing myself, always a little bit conscious of myself, and but then I used to notice that there used to be certain conversations or certain things that used to take place, and then I didn't get to realize what was happening until a little bit later. Then as I was thinking about that in my meditation and these things were coming, I'm like, whoa, oh, you a little bit slow, buddy. Yeah, that's what slow people would do, right? Like, you catching it later, like, and then I'm saying, all right, slow down. Well, you catching it anyway. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is what I realize, and that's what's most, and the wise would let you know too, just to think about that alone, man. That's genius in itself. So, however, that I was triggered to even do that in itself. It's like that was a mastery move on my behalf. Oh, I'm in love, nigga. I'm in love with this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they tell you too, the beginning of all knowledge is to know that you don't know, you know? Because not knowing that, it triggered, oh man, I have to talk about that too. I'm gonna make us up. Man, okay. Let's insert that for a second, right? That's why I tell people, man, like, the illusion is the truth. But this is a little bit, but anyway. Mm, 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 mhm, mm. By the way, if you're smoking your shit, by all means, please do. It's a little bit different. The spiritual teacher here is different. I hope I would be the type of brother that be like, what I'm saying, my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You stay away from this, stay away from that. I will tell you that too, though. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I wish I was them. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you, hey, you know what I'm saying? Just eat this, eat that alkaline. Now, I will tell you that too, though, just like I was saying. But you need that real alkaline. Mm-hmm. Saying you purified this, everything else is good, man. Oh, mine don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Do what's good for you, man. Don't follow me, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. And I wouldn't allow you to do it neither. But anyway, um, you know. So, okay, so we were talking about, so let me just, so going back to being emotionally and, so you need to have, this is what the whole idea of mind, body, and soul entails. It's not to, you don't control your emotions by suppressing it. You have a better handle at it by understanding it. In fact, you doing your shadow work, that's what you're doing. The acknowledgement and understanding why you did this, why that happened. Oh, okay, okay, okay. And the point of doing it now that you are in control, the world is yours, man. The world is yours. So, okay, so that's that. Right? So we already, so I was talking about so being emotionally balanced, that's what that is. It has nothing to do with not raising your voice or, those political shit or not to say certain profanity. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you be so smart and use profanity? Like, wow. Like, as if, being smart has to do with profanity. Like with a certain word that you use. How is that being determined? And this is why you see that's the thing I love, well, about the whole Bill Cosby thing. Not, and this is what I meant by love about it. Like I like when people like that are being seen for people to see. All your so-called articulated and all that shit. It's just all bullshit, man. Again, abstraction. I mean, you stalking grammar, bitch? Stalking grammar, man? I mean, do you understand we're the one who put those words together? And the true power of words, man, it lies in how things are being said. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, like, you're always gonna be amazed. I mean, we got and people who knows how to do it too. You could throw profanity in it. It's still not. It. Man, come on. Anyway, so mentally balanced. So we already for lack of a better term, addressed, what it's like to be emotionally balanced. Mentally balanced, well, you would have to be in control of your mind. You have to understand how your mind works. How is it being impacted? Like, and what does it mean? Like, you got to understand about your culture. Every culture is biased. It puts you in a box because that's how certain people look at life. Well, expand your fucking mind. You understand what I'm saying? I know for me, I love the fact, like, shit, I could get some Chinese food if I want to right now. I could get some Colombian food. Like, I love that shit. I love that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to really see the creativity in people and how certain culture really look at food and how they address it. That's what you call culture or custom. That's the way of looking at things. This is why even to speak a language is part of a culture. And a lot of people don't understand this shit. The language is not just, what I'm saying, something you just speak. No, it's a way of thinking. It's a state of mind. And also those who are activated by the Holy Spirit or who became or have adopted a Godhead mentality, your speech will also change. Or the smarter you get too. Like there's a certain thing, like because you're using your voice on a whole different level. You know, that's how we speak to the underworld, nigga. We speak to the heavens, man. Eh, Everybody's listening, man. Shout out to all of my ancestors or my guides. You know what I'm saying? And, some of them I can't really say. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my business. hmm But the other ones you already know. You know what I'm saying? And that's all of them, man. That's all of them. From fucking Anubis, Papa League, but all them niggas. You hear me? We roll with superheroes, man. Trust and believe. hmm hmm Anyway, so this is why mentally, mental, all of that create your reality. And this is why now Christ now is telling you need to, you know, this is where you need to transcend. This is where now you have to adopt a Godhead mentality. Because now with that a higher understanding, is that higher understanding that allow me, or even what I'm saying to you now, to transcend even my own barriers in terms of my own culture itself and to be open to others. This is where the divine, you go beyond the human boundaries. When I could say to another, yo, we are the same, meaning who I am, which is more than what I look like, and you the same too. And that's what the pretty much the Buddhists, when they say namaste, meaning I'm acknowledging the person behind what I see. That's what they mean, regardless of who you are, from the God within me to the God within you. Even when you don't even fucking know it. Because we have the sight. And that's that inner vision you need to develop, to fully become the true Illuminati, which is you. You are the light of the world. Stop associating bullshit. Like you're giving, I don't know, man. No, man, to each his own. But we are the true Illuminati here. And obviously our work is to give you that light, that inner vision for you to see it for yourself. But anyway, um, what the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, I think I was going back to yeah, the whole cultural thing. But most importantly, that's why when you adopt a Holy Spirit perspective, which is the higher thinking, and this is why you need to have a higher thinking in your life. That's what God does. That divine with the integrity, with the compassion. Those are the fruit that comes with a higher thinking or godly thinking. Then you start bearing or producing these fruits into your life, having compassion for another brother or understanding. Or even sometimes you gotta slay some demons too. I'm all for that. Oh, I'm a demon slayer. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what you got to make yours. That mentality, you got to make it yours. And that's what the Kabbalion is helping you with in terms of and understanding the mental aspect of the world that you live in, because this is a mental institution. Everything is mental. Your perspective in life, what was created before it started as a thought, if that's where you want to start. But even your interpretation of what life is as you live in this life, it's all fucking mental. This is why my understanding of what life is may be a little bit different from yours, but as you open up to experience, or maybe as I may share and give you the inner sight or inner vision, then, this is why you need to surround yourself with gems, with knowledge. That's that higher level of understanding. That's the thing you need to surround yourself with so it could bear fruit into your life. But you have to understand, you are the farmer. You just need to become the great farmer. Now you know what works, what doesn't work. Do you understand? This is why even, all of our ancestors, or in a lot of those sacred knowledge books, right? They refer to us as alchemists, because truly what you changing your perspective, you changing energy, you swaying, that's what you're dealing with. But yet, you're dealing with things on a physical level. It appears a certain way, but there's a lot more to what you see. This is why, like, to me, spirituality is a practical thing. It's no, like, if you want to go bullshit, go ahead and bullshit, or you want to speak proper, like, however the fuck you want to slice it up. Like, to me, this is the real shit, nigga. Are you getting down, or you not? Are you living godly, or you not? You can say whatever the fuck you want, not using. Are you living godly, nigga? Because that's what it comes down to. And if you're not, well, okay. You know what I'm saying? Talk is cheap, nigga. Now, this is where you also have your liars that comes in. They sound good. They give you the word. They know the references. A lot of them probably sound very sincere too. That's why for me, I don't fall for no bullshit, man. Nigga, please. I seen a nigga once, you know what I'm saying, talk about Jesus, remove his hat. Nigga, please. Hey, to issues on, to issues on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so it's not then, because when you truly understand what this whole thing is all about too, then no matter what name you want to put to it, because ultimately, and that's what I was talking about in my last recording too, no matter what you want to associate to a rose, like when you see a rose, call it Rosa, whatever the fuck, or however the fuck you want to call it in Chinese, if you speak China, and I'm in Chinese, you know what I'm saying? No matter what you call it, man, a rose is still gonna be a rose. Do you see what I'm saying? And those are the beauty in life, man. You know what I'm saying? A man of God is a man of God anywhere and everywhere, nigga. A man of respect, a man of knowledge, same thing applies. See, that's why for me, I don't really do the small talks, man. Which God is greater? Who has a bigger dick? Who got a, you know? Okay, good. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna burn in hell, huh? Oh, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, that's some shit. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine a nigga like me being a grown man? A nigga tell me, hey man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to burn in hell, man. Like, nigga, what? Just follow this because you don't want me to burn in hell? Like, I mean, how is it helping my life? I mean, if you're telling me, I mean, what it does for my life is fine, man. But yeah, yeah, I mean, like in hell, nigga. And and this is funny, man. Now that I'm not under that spell, I mean, of course, I could laugh about it, but someone who's under it, hey, but I, I get it. I understand. I was there too. I know, I know, I know. I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And again, mind control. Speaking of mentally balanced, you have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And even in our culture, we all know it, the media and all that shit, without me getting too deep into it. Not shit that you don't already know. Again, how you protecting you know what I'm saying? How you taking care of this, man? It's your job, man. Hey, I mean, you could blame everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's your job. I mean, I heard people talk about distraction and all that shit. I mean, you can only be distracted if you're not involved in it. I mean, if you're not involved into whatever the fuck that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot be that fucking distracted if you want to learn anyway. If you're saying social media, guess what? This shit's gonna be on YouTube. There's other people I listen to that are on YouTube. It really comes down to truly you. It's either you ready or you're not ready. If you're ready, trust me, man, everything's gonna become a tool for you. YouTube will be a tool, social media will be a tool. I've met so many different people and here able to learn and do shit. Like even from YouTube, man, I was able to change like just some shit I was trying to change in my fucking stove. YouTube, nigga. So that's just why for me, I could tell who's who depending on, how people tell you, oh man, you gotta stay away from fucking distraction. Yes, you do, but you gotta want it. And if you want it, there's no fucking distraction but you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I struggle with early on. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I kind of didn't want to do this shit, right? So, and I'm just being transparent with you motherfuckers, man. But I love y'all niggas. Relax. Hi, y'all niggas, man. But the one thing for me, I struggle with that because at first I'm like, niggas don't want to learn, man. Because I would tell you right now, I would go out, I would go to a fucking club, dance, party, and come home, pick up a book, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that deep to me. I knew what I wanted too. I know what the fuck. What do you want? You want to be smart at all? Like, but if you do, how do you think that's gonna happen? The fuck? Do you see what I'm saying? Again, anything that you got to make it yours. If it's not yours, well, shit, you'll never have it to begin with. And this is what you see, when you don't have, when God is not you, meaning it's not part of your life. It's not, you're not breathing God. You're not looking, it's not, then your life is not going to reflect it. And you will forever be a liar. Your talk, you will not be in harmony with yourself. Your talk, your action, and your behavior, and you're not in harmony. So you got to make it yours. Anybody who ever became good at anything made it theirs. Kobe used to practice a lot. Jordan did the same thing. Tyson told you about doing shit that he didn't like. He had, when he had to practice, he didn't want it, but he got to do it. Listen to like, they all tell you the same thing, bro. They all tell you the same shit. You understand? And the man of God is the same thing. Or a man of intelligence, whatever the fuck. I mean, how you gonna be intelligent or you wanna develop your mind, but you're not spending time to do that? Meaning that's not what you planting? But yet, you have haters, man, and then they wanna hate at somebody else who, you know what I'm saying? Then you wanna eat off somebody else's table or somebody else's fruit. Get your own, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are the thieves, man. It all started too because they don't embrace who they are. As it is within, so it is without. And those are the people who became, what I'm saying, your menace to society. I was around them. I mean, shit. My story, this shit's crazy. I've been tapping from being illegally kidnapped as a kid, bro. Like, it's like I have a twin out there. It's like I have my real name and then the name that they gave me, which I'm living now, and then my real self is somewhere else. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. And just to see how everything turns around too, though. That's beautiful. That's a hell of a story, man. I love myself even more, man. I'm crazy for myself now, man. Shit, I suck my own dick, bro. I have more reason to even suck my dick now, bro. Man, I was sucking my own dick before. Now I'll licking my asshole now. I'm in love, man. I'm a fan. I have all the reason to, man. But anyway, going back to what I was talking about, guys, it's man, my fellow people. Mm, man, you know, being raised with, these people are actually witch, man. That's exactly who they are, man. They kidnap kids, take their innocence. They benefit they suck in people's energy. That's what being a Lugau is, you know. So I was raised by Lugaus, man. Okay. They try to sacrifice me, but we call that eat. They try to eat me, bro. Saying they said I'm not edible. I'm saying like they have to chew me back. I somehow got, what I'm saying, pulling a goju. Pulling a goju. I will strangle you. You know what I'm saying? They try to eat me. Then now you're gonna get strangled. That's how it goes, man. Mm, not the right one. Not the right one. Mm, big mistake. Big mistake. But anyway. Mm. So you got to be in charge of your mental, man, and understanding culture and how it relates to you, what's going on. It's you have to be aware of that, of the culture. even in this culture that we are living in our lovely American culture. It's the battle between the sexes. We have a lot of war going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You have the war between men and women. This is a war zone, man. There's a bunch of civil war taking place around me, man. But I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, man. I fear no evil. I fear absolutely no fucking evil. But anyway, let's get to work. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, this is all work. It's all work. I was just trying to be serious. You know what I'm saying? Nah, this is all work. So yeah, man, you have to be mentally balanced because if you're not, then you'll have other people perspective. Then your inner sight, it's gonna be crooked. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You're gonna have a one eye. It's gonna be a one-sided perspective, and that's what mind control is. Mind control, in fact, tells you what to think. It don't allow you to think. It tells you this is what you need to think. This is how you're gonna respond. It actually gives you a few options on the things that they would like you to do. That's how it works, man. It is what it is. But anyway, so then this is why now, as a spiritual healer, now spirituality is my foundation. That's why I opened up my eyes. And when I'm talking about spirituality, obviously we're not talking about belief system here. I already touched on that, right? It's not who you believe in, what your God is, but it's a deeper look on our reaction to God. It's a deeper look on how transformative when you access certain, it's having more of a, spirituality to me is more of that scientific, experimental thing, not thing, but manual or understanding. This is hands-on information that helps you to become as practical as you can be so you could become the practitioner and truly making it yours. If it ain't yours, you got nothing. And by yours, it's making it part of your daily life, part of your thinking. That's why you must start thinking the way the universe thinks. You may answer, "Ooh, okay, it's to understand, it's to think on the level of the reality that is around you. That's how you synchronize with nature. When you understand, you reap what you sow, then you practice that into your life. You are syncing yourself with nature because now you are using the information, the okay, I'm not trying to be too fucking wordy here, but if you trying to get the point is it's like you thinking on that same frequency because now you've seen life, you've seen good and evil being two sides of the same coin. You also understanding just like having, you need not to have two. That's part of life. Then you understand pain. You need to have pain for you to grow. That's part of life. Then now you become this is what being born again is. Now you start looking at life now from good and evil, meaning from good versus bad. Then now you're seeing, oh, I need good, I need bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you need to understand. And just like I was talking about, man, when people talk about voodoo, and here's when we were talking about mind control. Here it goes. If you're talking about energy weapon, that existed way before fucking voodoo, bro. People for ages, as long as you understand how those energy works, has always used energy either to wield it against somebody else, whatever the fuck. That's why people would say you have good witch, then you have bad witch. So the knowledge has always existed, or that kind of stuff has always existed. Now, over the years, for some reason, that is unknown to us. Now, voodoo is known as, that practice, right? But yet, there's no wisdom. Like, uh, okay, even if you calling it a fucking religion, so there's no wisdom in it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything you've heard or learned, from anything voodoo, dog? It can't be. It can't be if it is a religion. I'm saying that to show you how mind control works. Like meaning, so now when you talking about voodoo, which you don't even know any other aspect of it, just like that's why I always laugh when niggas said, "Yo, y'all Haitian niggas, I'm just afraid of you guys." I laugh, man. That showed me, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay. I mean, what else are you afraid of? Would you like me to hold your hands? What else are you afraid of? You know what I'm saying? But that's what you've been presented, and that's how you've been training to think. They gave you the answer. This is what that is. But it can't be that, bro. I mean, shit. Like I said, that part existed for forever. Well, if you want to talk about the Salem witch, right? The witch fucking killing that took place. I'm not even gonna go too deep. I'm just mentioning that to show you that kind of shit always existed. Either not just the killing the fucking witch, but even if they were not truly that, get the point of what I'm saying. Always been around for a century. How is this ended up attached to that? Like there's no wisdom in it, bro. You know what I'm saying that's how I know people don't know what the ever the fuck they are talking about. The word voodoo in itself is knowledgeable. That in itself is fucking knowledgeable. Because the word vu is talking about introspective, you going inside of you to find a mystery. That's why we talk mystique, we talk about mystère, because you are the mystery, meaning you don't know everything about you. That question mark, that's what you need to search for. And of course, I mean, shit, if you, as part of the dark side, meaning as part of you learning the non-physical aspect of you, there is energy in it. There is power in it. And that's what witchcraft do. That's why they use these energy instead of hurting you physically, they know they can hurt you in that way, and then that's going to have an impact on your physical self. So therefore, they have a better understanding about who you are. So my suggestion, my recommendation to your motherfucking ass, you better get on board. You better get on board, man. You better get on motherfucking board, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Have the Bible in one hand and have voodoo in the other hand, nigga. You damn motherfucking right. Hmm. If that's what you're calling it, meaning knowing how to wield that power, whatever the fuck. I mean, how are you going to protect yourself? Ah, the man above. I mean, hey, it's powerful. It's powerful. But it doesn't work the way you think it works, though. And this is why anybody who's anybody always, or the mystiques, I mean, shit, we've always been powerful people. Fuck yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I mean, this is the only way to really gain your power anyway. That's your true essence. And that's what being in your power is. As you become the true illuminated one, and then your gifts would also come out too, depending on whatever the fuck your gifts are. We all have different gifts. But until you go in, it's not until you make it personal. You got to make it your own. But anyway, so now this is when spirituality now comes down to, comes in for me, breaking all of this down by giving you a deeper understanding about the reality that you're already living in. This is why when people to me, you don't see yourself, or you don't I mean, this is where, what I'm saying, ignorance is. I mean, you don't know who you are. It's the same principle, man. When you say don't judge your book by its cover, or if you're telling, hey man, don't choose a girl because he got a fat ass, or don't choose a man because he got a big bank account, whatever the fuck. All of that, this is you saying there is more to somebody than what they look like. But you're also saying too, hey man, do not believe these eyes know who they are. But we're doing it unconsciously, but yet this is what's taking place. And that's what I'm helping you to become conscious of. That's that consciousness now. As you become that, that's going to change you. Change you meaning now you will no longer look at your reality only from a physical dick and pussy perspective. Then now you can see energy. Mm. Then you can see people wearing their mask. Mm. And then, it's going to teach you how, first of all, you have to stand alone anyway. Then you truly get the benefit and truly get to see the benefit of fucking, isolation and fucking meditation and all this shit, man. Those are powerful tools, man. But you would know it until God becomes personal. You make it your own, and but that you would gonna have to make it your personal space. Anything that's not in your personal space, it's not your immediate concern. It's means nothing. This is why you have to embrace this fucking experience. That's why you have to become him. And that's why even Jesus told you be perfect as God is. Now that perfection is referring to how you think, your perspective, how you're looking at this universe. Like I always tell people, when I hear people talk about, I mean, this life is fucked up. Yeah, I know. Shit, nigga, you can't tell me that shit. First and foremost, watch who you talking to. You can't tell me that shit. Hey, save the drama for your mama. All right? You can't tell me that shit, nigga. I was illegally kidnapped. Yo, nigga. Hey, man. Listen. Save that shit. I was raising evil niggas. You are evil. But I also understand and I know that I needed that too. You need your oppositions. That's why a true man of God, like it's always gonna be the flesh of my flesh. You're always gonna eat from the fruit of who you are. It's always gonna be that. Why do you think Jesus was the sacrifice? You always gonna the sacrifice is you. You have to sacrifice you. being devoted, learning who you are, spending that time, and then throughout time, it will develop. And that's what I meant by, and when I look back, that was the smartest thing I ever did to even question myself. Because I realized, well, not even realized, because stupid motherfuckers don't even ask themselves, yo, am I stupid? You know? And the reason why too, here's something else that goes to show you too, the different state that we are all living in. You can see, and yet you don't see, you don't even know that you don't see. Two things could be true. This is why you have to get out of that fucking, is it true? Is it false? Nah, nigga. Not in this life. Everything is gray. In fact, everything's gray. In fact, everything's fucking gray, nigga. That's why you need to learn the keys, having the right key to open up the doors, certain doors. That's why you need to learn about, the spiritual laws, because they are the keys. For instance, you need love. Don't be begging a bitch or don't be buying her, whatever the fuck. You could do that too, as a sign of expressing your love. But what I'm saying is the bottom line is going to be you loving you. I'm not saying not to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? But it has to start with you loving you. How would you even care about her truly? Or you care about showing her how much money you got? Or like, what are we talking about? Regardless of whatever the fuck. But if you love you too, does she love you? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, however you want to dice it, it has to start with you. It has to start with you. As it is within, so it is without. You got to learn this thing. The law of rhythm, the law of gender. We all have a masculine and a feminine in us. In fact, when I was talking about the logical, your mental aspect, it's your masculinity. As a man, you have to embrace your emotions. How do you relate to an emotional being if you don't know your own emotion? You always call female being emotional, well, you got to deal with it. Shit. Do we not have to? What are we talking about? Are you gonna be by yourself, Nick? You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta date the bitch in your house first, Nick. Eh, get into your emotions, you know what I'm saying? And then when she's, only in her emotion, all right, you get it. Okay. Otherwise, man, you know what I'm saying? But you also would have to learn how to live your femininity through her too. That's what the marriage is. And she's living her masculinity, like just like you guys always say it. If there's no man in the house and something happens, yeah, she's gonna grab the fucking baseball bat. But if you there, nigga, it's gonna be you. You're the man, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But she also have the masculinity in her. Then yeah, she'll have to do what she gotta do. You too. Like I cook for myself, nigga. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? But when y'all become together, why the fuck am I even talking about? Now, I think there was a point I was trying to make with this. I was gonna go somewhere. I lost it just now. But anyway, you got to make it yours. Nothing that's out. Again, going back to the law of gender, I think, yeah, I was covering you have to understand these things in you. So, what the law of gender allows you to do now, when you understand there's masculinity and femininity and everything, it helps you to see a bigger perspective of it, and even in your being too. Like for me, this is a feminine trait. I express my femininity through that. You know what I'm saying? Prince did the same thing while he had the heels on. Hey, every niggas do it different. Some niggas polish their nails. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But for me, with this, there's nothing else behind it. We going home. I'm saying, but but it allows me, and even that's why, like for me, like well, anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much about me, but I certainly understand certain things, But I'm also a high priestess too. I know my energy. Do you understand what I'm saying? But yet I am a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, what I'm saying, fishy. None of that shit going on. You know what I'm saying? It's just how you would, it's understood. You know what I mean? But anyway. Oh, let me start. I was going wild on this one, but anyway, um, yeah, man. I'll give you another perfect example too, so you understand the law of gender. Like even in gay couples, you still have a masculine, you still have a feminine. Either dykes or however the fuck switch the roles. You're gonna have it. This is why good and bad it's the same side of the same coin. You need those opposition to come together. They complete each other. Pull and push comes together. That's the yin and the yang. That's what you need to understand. It's all around you. This is why, the Lord gender has nothing to do with, what I'm saying, dick and pussy niggas. All right? All right. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go at this point. So anyway, you gotta make it yours, man. Making it yours because the way you operate, it's the people who became great at what they do, these things are in their immediate circle. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know for me too, I certainly understand this is why the Egyptians they had a lot of symbols around them. Because you are, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think I already talked about that. I don't need to go too much into it. But if you know what you know, that's why you need to have these things around you. You know what I'm saying? Because you are materializing, you bringing it out of, you know what I'm saying? You building all that energy around you as it is. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go, but before you do, man, always, I gotta give you something to put in your pocket. This is for you. Okay. I already gave you the meal, but this is gonna be it. You could get that later. You know what I'm saying? Always remember, man, you can only be great at what you love. You hear me? This like those are some of the truths you gotta make these your foundations. Okay? You gotta make these your foundations. Okay? As a man think it, so it becomes. Even your diet, whatever the fuck, you have to adapt that mentality. Once you become that, you're gonna do that. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how it goes, man. You always gotta change first before your reality change. And I know for me, that's why I'm way ahead of my fucking. I'm like, damn. Okay, okay. I'm way ahead of myself, baby. But anyway, but it's beautiful though, But when you know, you know. But anyway, without so what else? What else? What else? The remedy of the pain is in the pain. Listen, man. You listen to the pure. All is pure. These things you gotta take them with you. These you gotta listen. You gotta hold on to them. Okay, tightly. Okay, and don't you pick up anything off the floor to put it in your mouth. You hear me? All right. Just know, what I'm saying, have that proper discernment, but you gotta wake your ass up first though. That's what you need the knowledge from. All of that, man. Yo, don't worry about it, man. Just know there's nothing for nothing. I don't give a fuck, even if it's a page, you read a page a day that you truly understand, you can apply, putting that shit into your life, nigga, you good, man. You know what I'm saying? Just don't worry about it. Just go about your business and watch how you unfold. Allow the mystery to unfold itself, man. But you have to become mysterious. Haïtien, Malay.